Hello and welcome to BeamNG Drive. I'm davidinark, and today we're going to do something a little different. You may have seen videos where people spend 24 hours of game time in games like GTA or Red Dead Redemption. Well, I thought it might be kind of fun to do the same thing in BeamNG Drive. So the first thing I'm going to do is park my vehicle around the back here and go into first person walking mode. That's right. If we're going to do this, we're going to do this right. Let's head out here around. I think I can go this way. Well, not really. there's kind of bushes in the way. Well, all right. I can't walk through the bush. Fine, I'll just jump over. I don't care. Come on, here we go. All right, can we just clear this? Yeah, there we go. All right. So, we're going to spend 24 hours of game time hanging out here on the corner. The first thing I want to do is spawn in some AI, because just standing on the corner would be dumb. So let's put in some traffic, and you know what? We'll go ahead and spawn police. I have no idea what the police will do if it's just AI cars driving around, but we'll see what happens. So we will spawn in AI with police. There we go. Got some vehicles coming in here. Whew. Okay, things are a little weirdly kind of laggy in some places, so I apologize for that. I don't know why the game's doing that. But in any case, okay. So now the next thing we have to do is we need to go into the environment settings, and we're going to tell it to play the time of day. I'll set the time for noon, and then I'm not going to mess with anything else. So essentially what happens at that point is the time starts, it's starting to play through a regular day, and a regular day in BeamNG is, or I should say 24 hours, is about 30 minutes of real time. Now, I'm not going to sit here for 30 minutes and watch cars go by. You guys would be bored out of your gourds. So what I'm going to do is I'll mix it up with a little bit of some time lapse, and if something interesting happens, then I'll slow things down and we'll jump back into what's going on the screen at the time. So here we go. We're going to jump into our first time lapse here. Oh boy, that was a close call. Holy cow. All right, we'll see you in a minute. Oh, there we go. Our first accident. Slam. Well, we'll see what else happens here in BeamNG Drive. I've got it on time-lapse, but I'm going to do a little bit of voiceover here just because it turns out that after that kind of initial bump, no one else had any accidents. Now, some cars came close, but the AI awareness really took care of itself, and you end up with no accidents at all. I do think it's pretty cool. You can watch the shadows moving on the ground as the time rolls on. One of the other things that you're going to notice as time goes on, and especially when we shift into the night, that vehicles spawn from different places. As time goes on throughout the day into the night, we get fewer and fewer vehicles spawning coming down the hill. As you can see right now, we've got lots. In fact, that's one of the hot spots for spawning, as is right now off to my left. But as night progresses, we get fewer and fewer vehicles spawning down the hill. So I thought I would try crossing the street and just see if that changes where things spawn. And actually, I think it did. The issue that I believe I've got is that now that I'm on this side of the street, vehicles tend to spawn behind me at the top of that hill. So I decided to move back across the street and let things rip and roll and drive. You can see there's a couple of cars finally that came down the hill. The other thing that I've noticed is that most of the vehicles coming down here will make left-hand turns as opposed to turning right and going down the hill. And I found that interesting as well. It's very strange the way the AI traffic behaves. Again, no crashes, no bumps, no bruises, a couple of close calls, but nothing really worth mentioning specifically, other than just kind of in general. As you can see, we are pretty late in the evening here. I don't think it's quite nighttime yet. We're still kind of dusk, working into the overnight hours. I do love the fact that it is nighttime, so therefore the AI vehicles all turn their headlights on, and you can see the headlights reflecting in the buildings, and turn signal lights reflecting, all of that lens flare and bloom kind of stuff. Very, very cool. Very cool stuff in BeamNG for sure. Just hanging out for 24 hours on the corner. As you can see here, it's starting to get daylight again, so we've crossed over into the morning hours, checking out the shadows as they fall across the sky here in the time lapse. There we go. Cruising on down the road. Now, notice that since the day has come back up again, we now have more vehicles that are spawning coming down the hill. So I don't know if that's something that's built in. I don't know if that just happened to be a random thing that I caught during my 24-hour recording, or why that was. But I don't know. I find it kind of interesting that that's the way things went. The other thing that we'll notice here in a little bit, and I can't remember when it starts, but vehicles coming down from the left will actually start to make right-hand turns and go down the hill. At the start of this video, several vehicles made right-hand turns going down over the hill, and then again, they start to pick that up somewhere in here. Honestly, I can't remember when that shows up, but the other cool thing about traffic that you don't necessarily pick up on when you're driving through town and you're taking an active part in it is, well, there you go, is watching vehicles come across at so many different speeds. Some of them are just kind of Sunday driver, leisurely, and others are just racing through the streets. And so there it is. That is our 24-hour period. So I thought we would just make our way back to our truck, walking down the street here and coming around to the back of the diner as we begin to wrap things up for 24 hours in BeamNG Drive. Hey, let me know down in the comments section below what you think of this. Did you enjoy this? Would you like to see 24 hours in a different map? We can do that as well. Got any other questions, problems, suggestions, horror stories? Feel free to leave those down in the comments section below. Thank you so much to Hero of God, LosWilko, and GamerGull for supporting me on Patreon. Thank you, as always, so much for taking time out, checking out the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on BeamNG Drive. Have a great day.